plaintiff, Sandra Odom, says after she gained guardianship of the defendant's granddaughter, who was taken away from the defendant's witness for suspected abuse, the defendant started harassing her. Sandra claims the defendant has defamed her by falsely accusing her of being a stripper and neglecting the child, so she's suing. Defendant Angeline Odoms and her daughter Sherelle insist Sandra is not innocent and is constantly creating drama. Angeline claims Sandra is dragging them in and out of court and even lied about Angeline being a drug dealer. So she's countersuing for emotional distress and attorney fees.
Start with you.
This is my sister, and her daughter Sherelle is my niece. Me and my sister's relationship have not been all that great. My niece, she just came into the picture back in 2011 when she had moved down to Rockford because she had got put out. She called me and contacted me, told me her situation. I had her come down to Rockford, got her a place to stay. She didn't want to abide by the rules of the mother home for her and her baby. She didn't want to abide the rules. She physically hurt the child as she was leaving the facility.
How do you know that?
They called me, DCFS called me.
A report was made to Department of Children and Family Services?
DCFS.
By the
home.
Okay.
It's a home for mothers and babies.
They called and DCFS looked into it, and what did they determine?
They determined that the child had a bruise on her face. The caseworker called me to come to where she was because she was moving from house to house. She was staying with the stripper she was stripping at the body shop with. I came out there. He asked to do a safety plan with me.
Your Honor, this is not about my daughter.
Go ahead.
Sherelle wanted me to get Zariah. Her mother
She says it's not about anything you're talking about. Is it related to anything?
It's related to that because the harassment started when her daughter had came down here last year to try to get her child.
Okay, get the child from whom? From you?
From me.
Yes. So the child was removed and put under your
put in my care by
in your care.
DCFS.
Oh.
Right after I got guardianship.
When was that again? When did you obtain guardianship?
November.
What year?
2012.
All right, but she began staying with you when, the child?
May of 2011.
All right. You all want to tell me who wants to start?
Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea why my sister is suing me for harassment. Me and my sister has always had a good relationship until my daughter has come down here to try to get her daughter back from my sister. I'm trying to get my daughter back from my sister as well.
You're trying to get your granddaughter back?
My granddaughter, yeah. I'm trying to get my granddaughter back from my sister.
Why didn't you have her in the first place?
Why do
grandchild?
Why I don't have her?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I was living in another state at the time that this went on, and I was told a bunch of lies of why I shouldn't come down here and get her, that my granddaughter cannot leave the state because she's under DCFS.
Who told you all that?
My sister told me that I couldn't come down here and get my granddaughter.
She said you can't come and visit your own grandchild.
She told me I could not come down
here.
here.
So you come through this door, I'm calling the police.
She said if I take her out of state,
I ain't saying anything about taking her out of state. I said come see about her.
No, not come see about
her.
her.
Why didn't you do that?
But I did come down here and see her.
Okay, and when you went, did you discuss getting guardianship?
No, sir, I did not discuss getting guardianship because my daughter was trying to get her child back. I'm not going to step in and step over my daughter for her trying to get her own child back.
So, how does she owe you for defamation and harassment?
Okay, the reason why I say she owes me for defamation and harassment, she has harassed me through court. Her and her daughter, all the stuff on the court papers as far as me being abusive, Zariah's not having decent clothes on, I'm selling my stamps, I'm stripping, I'm suicidal.
You have.
Hold on.
No, I haven't.
They said all these things in court documents to try and get the child returned to them?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
have you been interested in having the child returned to her mother?
Yes, I wanted her to have the child back. Right. I wanted to make sure that her life has changed.
Okay.
Her life has not changed, as far as I know. She has lied.
The judge determined that?
No, well, yeah, the judge has determined that she was lying about where she stayed at and everything.
Okay.
When she was here.
What have they done to you in effort to get the child back. And it sounds like what you're saying is they defamed you and harassed you in effort to get a child back that the court said she is not prepared to care for.
Right. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
My sister went as far as to harassing me on
Take
my
your time.
phone.
Give her some tissue. Why don't you all tell me about this while she gets herself together? Did the judge turn you down?
Actually, yes,
Why?
Your Honor, she did, because she was unsure because of lack of paperwork that I did not have. I did not bring any paperwork showing where I did live. I do have an apartment in a stable place, but still, Sandra is not.
No, I'm talking about what the judge
what
said,
the
not
judge
what
said.
she said.
What the judge said
Yes,
was she was
ma'am.
unsure to give me my child back, so we,
Unsure because you didn't
did not
have your
have the
paperwork
paperwork with me.
with your address on it.
yes,
Did you ask the judge if you could bring it back?
yes.
And
they,
like
they
next
set
day
out-
or
they
the day
did
later?
They did say, set out another court date for another year. I can also go on
For
a
another
hearing.
year?
Yes. I
Just
can-
because you didn't bring your paperwork that one day. Because you didn't have the paperwork on you, you say, Your Honor, can we
No,
just take a recess, Your Honor? Just give me lunch. I'll go and get it during lunch. Or I'll bring it back tomorrow. Or I'll bring it back next week. Judge said, no.
Your Honor, actually what happened in that court case was that my daughter lives in Texas, okay? She lives in Texas, and nobody knows if she actually has an apartment or not. That is what the guardian enlightenment was determining. That is what the judge was determining. They couldn't
But she
prove
said
that
she had the
an-
paperwork.
But yes, she has the paperwork. She
So,
had everything
what
faxed
other
over
proof
to the
did they
guardian
need?
enlightenment. But she said she did not believe anything that
And the
Sherelle was
judge
telling
didn't
her.
believe it either.
The judge
Good
went along
enough.
with
Okay,
whatever
that's
the
why
guardian
I just want
enlightenment
to know
was
what
saying.
happened. The judge didn't believe nothing
Exactly.
you said. All right, got it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
She said the judge didn't believe nothing she said. Neither did the guardian enlightenment. The attorney did the judge orders to give an independent evaluation.
She has harassed me through court. All the stuff on the court papers as far as me being abusive, Zariah's not having decent clothes on, I'm selling my stamps, I'm stripping,
Have some.
I'm suicidal.
You have.
Hold on.
No, I haven't.
They said all these things in court documents to try and get the child returned to them?
Yes.
Plaintiff Sandra Odom says after she was granted legal guardianship of the defendant's granddaughter, the defendant started defaming her, claiming Sandra was a stripper who neglected the child.
Go ahead, ma'am. So what do you have there to indicate she's defamed you or harassed you?
Text
The
messages.
defendant, not the child, the mother.
The text messages.
Because that's
The
who you're
court
suing
papers.
today.
She went as far as to telling my family that the reason why Sherelle is losing her case with trying to get the child back is because I'm refusing to turn the child over. I have not been asked by the court to turn the child over at any point in time. I told them that if I need to turn the child back over to her, then so be it. Here's a Facebook message of what one of my family members was saying about me.
Now I'm looking at these texts you gave me, and it's you say, stop texting me. Why? Because you mad now? One more time, stop texting me. Because you're the one not complying. You threw that in my face. How are you threatening me now? Stop texting me. That's all. And you put a smiley face. Over and over. Stop texting me. Why are you being such a bee? Help take care of your own grandkids and give Sherelle her baby back. Stop texting me. That's all she's saying. Stop texting me. Good way to handle things. Very
Yeah.
professional and dignified
Thank
of
you.
you. I mean, and this is between two people privately. So in public, you're certainly dignified. If you don't go off on her in private, who is this?
That's my
Christopher
baby
Odom.
brother.
He says you are full of. This is your brother talking
Yes,
to you?
yeah, I wanted to show you what I had put on Facebook.
Let's see. See, I can't trust you around my children with all your lies and bitter ways. I do not want you around my children. Do not call or email my wife for anything. Boy, she done got the whole family to disown you. Oh. Give us some tissue, please. This is terrible.
Me and her
Ma'am, you tell me about all this.
so close.
Yes, Your Honor. Sandra and her family are actresses and actors, because she's sitting up here crying as if that she's so innocent. She is not the innocent party, Your Honor. Sandra creates more drama in her life.
Talk about these text messages where all she's saying is stop texting me, and you continue to do so over and over and over and over.
Right. I did text her. That was the last time that I spoke with my sister in regards to anything. I have not spoken to her since.
That's enough. And all this information you're sharing with the family member, what's all that about, ma'am?
What information, sir? There's
things
no information.
All right, you didn't tell any
Your
family
Honor.
members anything negative about her?
No, Your Honor. My family members know everything about Sandra.
Okay, counterclaim for 2734.
That's because of the constant harassing of my family.
How does she harass you?
Harassing of my family and the attorney fees. I'm constantly going back and forth to court with
Tell
this
me what
court,
attorney fees, man. How does she owe you for attorney fees?
because she keeps bringing us back and forth to court. Me and my daughter, yes. I had to pay these fees.
She's bringing you?
Yes.
Oh, you all
Yes.
aren't the ones trying to get the child back.
Yes, we are trying to get the
So
child.
you bring her to court
Excuse me?
to get the child back. To get the child back, you have to go to court and ask for the child. She doesn't go to the court and say, can I keep the child?
Well-
You go to the court and say, can I have the child? And as we know, the judge said, I don't believe nothing you say.
Well, Your Honor, the judge never said that they did not believe nothing I said. They said that they did not believe nothing that my daughter said.
Okay.
What they said about me was
They ain't giving it to you either, though.
they won't give her custody to me because they don't feel as though that I will let my sister have visitation with my granddaughter.
That's no reason to withhold a child,
But
man.
that is exactly what the court said, that they will not give me custody of my granddaughter because they're afraid that I won't let my sister visit her.
Okay. Emotional distress, you say, because she did what, ma'am?
The emotional distress is because her kids are constantly harassing me.
What did she do to you?
Her kids came
No,
over
not
to my
kids. Not a
house.
kids. Not a kids. You suing her. What did she do to you?
She sends her kids to my house. She
Okay, do
sent
you
her
send your kids?
No, I didn't,
All right,
Your
very
Honor.
good. Do you have any evidence that she is the one that sends them?
I have a letter from my brother.
No, from the kids saying, my mama sent me to get you. So you can't conclude that she sent them, ma'am, unless you have evidence. Kids get mad on their own. It's like your brother got mad on his own,
Well, Your
unless you sent him. To get the child back, you have to go to court and ask for the child. She doesn't go to the court and say, can I keep the child?
Well-
You go to the court and say, can I have the child? And as we know, the judge said, I don't believe nothing you say.
Plaintiff Sandra Odom says after she was granted legal guardianship of the defendant's granddaughter, the defendant started defaming her, claiming Sandra was a stripper who neglected the child.
Without even having to delve in all the defamation with her telling the other relatives this and that and the other, there's enough harassment to grant you your $2,000 that you're asking for. I do not believe she's done anything to you to cause you to incur attorney fees.
Yes, she has.
And I don't think, you haven't shown me anything. I asked you
Honor,
for it.
I
You
got
had all
police
the,
reports when
show where she
When
said,
she sent the police to my house saying that I was selling drugs out of my house.
that has nothing,
I
no,
don't
we're talking
sell any
about attorney
drugs.
fees for this, ma'am. Remember, we were talking about the attorney fees for this child claim. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed. Your judgment is granted. Have a good day.
Well, right now, she needs to be more concerned about her daughter and following the rules so she can get her child back instead of coming after me.
First off,
Ain't nobody trying to come
Nobody
after
trying
you,
to
sir.
come after
Ain't nobody
you.
coming after you. Ain't nobody
Y'all
bad
coming after you.
Y'all want to see
did
yourself.
this.
Y'all don't want to
You
see
bashed